a neighborhood.
Yeah, we
I should
gotta
wear a red shirt is what I should wear here.
Actually, I shared one on Powerbase's story, and then I went back and listened to it, and the guy was like, fuck. And I was like, shit, I can't put that on there.
What's wrong with fuck?
I don't care.
Well, when you're pushing a brand,
But
yeah.
fuck.
So you want to
Sam,
wear?
don't fucking say fuck.
You want to wear a red shirt?
You guys should just make me a Rifle Supply red shirt and then have the font be like yellow.
We used to have maroon shirts. Where'd they go?
Is it the Rising Sun?
Red and yellow.
Not a popular color.
The Rising Sun?
Chuck.
No.
Wrong country.
Just red and yellow.
Stripes?
No. Oh, my God.
That's China's. Oh, you want China's flag shirt?
Yeah.
You could have just said that.
I know. So hard.
Isn't red and yellow the Vietnam?
What?
Yes.
Aren't all Asian
And
countries
China.
red and yellow?
No.
They're all the same.
Thailand's red, white, and blue. Did you know
First
that?
of all, there's only one flag that's red, white, and blue. Thank you very much.
Okay, get it out of the way.
America.
Son of a bitch.
Degenerate.
wait a minute. Isn't there a Korean flag that's red, white, and blue?
No, there's not.
How do you feel
It's
about
red, white, and cyan.
Is
The
it
only
there-
one that
blue.
matters,
Isn't there
right?
a UK flag that's...
First of all, UK doesn't count for anything.
isn't the French flag red, white, and blue?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. I want to hear it.
All right, episode 29
That was a really long canter.
with Eric Harbor.
Yeah, what's up?
Eric is representative, Power Base. What exactly is your title there?
I'm the vice president of Powerbase.
Ooh, the vice president.
VP.
The representative.
Just a representative.
the representative.
So it's not your company?
Mrs. Harris, I'm sorry.
No, it's not my bills to pay, so to speak. But I try to make sure the bills are paid. I mean, I treat it that way. I think that's the best way to work anyway.
Treat it like it's your company?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So how long have you been at Power Base?
A decade, a month ago. So 10
Really?
years, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate
cool.
that. Yeah.
So before Power Base, were you in the audio industry or were they your first job?
Yeah, I mean, it's all I've ever really done. Some people have asked, like, what else would you do? And I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I'd go back to being a DJ maybe because those dudes are making stupid money these days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had to hire one for my wedding. They are expensive.
Back then, I was just happy to get a few $100, but now it's millions. But anyway, yeah, no, so, like, it's just all I've ever done. I had a stereo shop for a while and just kind of knew I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Then I went to Memphis Car Audio and worked there for a while. While I was there, MA Audio out here said, hey, we want to move you to California. We'll give you a bunch of money. I said, yeah, sure. California sounds neat. And I just lived in Tennessee most of my life. You know,
That's where the
Tennessee
accent's from? I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
ask.
where the accent's from, yeah. So Tennessee, Georgia, that's kind of where I lived, between school and whatever. And then I was like, yeah, California, let's do it. Went home, told my roommate, like, hey, I'm moving to California if you want to go. And he was like, I'll quit my job. We can go. I was like, all right, let's go. So we came out, did that for a while. While I was at Memphis, we started a brand called Kinetic.
Okay.
That was a battery brand. And it just kind of needed to get on its feet. And then once it did, I just switched over to that full time for about 10 years.
Dang.
And then that kind of slumped off. And we got on a plane out of Texas out of a meeting for Kinetic and just wasn't happy and called Powerbase and said, hey, is that position still open? And they're like, sure. I said, all right, I'm taking 2 weeks vacation. I'll see you in 2 weeks. And that was 10 years ago.
Dang. Is Kinetic still around, though? Or?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I mean, they're still a brand, but,
Yeah.
When you say MA, you mean Mobile Authority, right?
No, it was MA Audio,
Yeah.
and there was also Mobile Authority. But MA Audio was under, it's called the Anaba Group, so it was MA, Visonic, Cliff Designs,
Were they
Ultralinear. at one
Audio
point.
Bond as well, too? Weren't they on
That was the brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still the family.
Yeah.
But,
I went to school, ironically, with the Abu Optos.
okay. Yeah.
In Corona?
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome
Corona.
dudes.
They're
Yeah.
from Corona. Yeah.
Hell yeah, Corona.
Yep.
That's one for Corona, another one.
I still see them every now and then, around in restaurants and stuff like
You
that.
do?
So,
Are
yeah.
are they still in the area in Orange County?
Yeah,
or-
seems like it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know I think Sam's still living around here, so yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all still here. Yeah.
Abdel, I'm sure Abdel and Khaled. I
Yeah,
don't know if you
yeah,
still
all those
you
folks,
You
yeah.
have to. Yeah, we'll have to definitely wrap.
I mean,
after
at that
this.
point,
Yeah.
when you're working at the family, you're interacting with all of them,
They were-
regardless of the brand you're working for.
They were great people growing up. Like, I went to elementary school, junior high, high school with the two brothers. I mean, I think
Abraham and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I also remember, like, I think breaking the ice with Abdel. He had just transferred into my class, which I forgot which grade it was. But we both had detention together. and ironically, I farted in detention, and we just laughed.
Ah,
we
your
were
best
sitting
friends.
we were sitting next to each other, and we just started laughing, and then we became freaking close
Great
friends.
icebreaker.
Great friends after that. So. Yeah, if you want to be good friends with me, just
They were
just
cool.
follow
It
me,
was,
I
it was a
guess.
good time
Sam.
working there. We had fun. I mean, I
Yeah.
enjoyed working there.
Yeah,
You know,
nice.
but the goal really was Kinetic, getting it off the ground and it being able to afford employees, you know, at that point. And so that was, I knew that's kind of where we were headed. And in our world, we don't, like you can grow, but you got to change seats. So everybody that you've ever worked with, you've probably going to work with them again.
yeah,
Or you'll take over their seat somewhere else.
yeah,
And someone has to go before you can kind of move, and that's kind of how that works. And so all of us have known each other for all the other brands of the world out there. We all know each other really well, and if there's a position, we kind of talk and we juggle people.
That's awesome.
That's kind of how that works. But you know, the fun thing is working at Powerbase now. We're a factory, and that's a little different than working at the other brands
Yeah.
because we build a lot of stuff, and stuff that I did years ago we actually built. And I went to this factory prior to working for Powerbase and didn't realize, wait a minute, until I went for Powerbase, I didn't realize, wait a minute, this is the same factory I went to, 8-9 years ago.
yeah.
And then it all started to make sense. And in the MA days, that all of those brands, both sides of that, we built some of that too. So I mean, we've been connected with so much stuff, forever. And I can say that openly because those brands aren't really
Yeah, they're
doing
not
a whole
around
lot
anymore.
now. So.
Yeah.
So is Powerbase manufacturing a lot of products for those companies, or?
We manufacture for a lot of stuff. A lot of it I can't speak about, but we do a lot of stuff. We do a little bit less than car now. More of it's pro and commercial grade stuff. That's kind of where it's taken off. And some OEM stuff. I mean, almost every flat screen TV that's got a speaker in it, we probably made it at some point.
Oh no shit!
Yeah. So I mean, our factories they're 1,000 employees. They're 9 stories tall. There's an apartment complex, a full cafeteria, basketball court.
God damn.
It's just
Are you
huge.
guys hiring?
In China.
You said cafeteria. I'm like,
China,
oh,
yeah.
I love Chinese food.
And we opened another one, so that business obviously is moving and growing, and that's hard to do. To
Yeah.
get land in China is kind of complicated, but they've been doing it long enough that it worked out. And then some of our bigger commercial customers said, "Hey, we need a factory closer," so we're looking at expanding again.
Wow.
We'll leave that as it sits, but we're looking at a third factory. So I mean, we're growing pretty big.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
quick.
That's huge.
So what do you say you guys do most? Like, what's your bread and butter that Powerbase does?
On the Powerbase side, the bread and butter right now is our OE direct fit stuff. So it's going to be like the plug and play stuff that goes into anything really. I mean, we make GM, Ford, Nissan, Chrysler, all plug and play. But it's an upgrade and it's easier to do.
Yeah.
I tell everyone the hardest part is taking the door panel off.
Okay.
And it truly is. Once you got the door
Yeah.
panel off, it's all downhill at that
Do you have to
point.
deal with like RCAs or any of that?
Not with the
boring
OE
or-
direct fit stuff, but
Oh,
when you
wow.
start to get into amps and stuff,
Yeah.
sure. I mean, we make RCA cables, and that's really kind of our bigger push. Our other big thing is power sports, so sound bars, pods, stuff like that. We're prepping now for the Sand Sport show, so we're going to get ready to go and do that, and that's all the UTV and the off-road stuff, and we do really well in that category. And I mean, we've got a lot of stuff. Our catalog's 250 something items.
Damn.
Yeah. And that's brand one. We also own another brand called Image Dynamics. That's our other brand too. So
That sounds familiar.
Oh yeah. It sounds. Oh,
yeah, we
shit.
hand build subwoofers here in Ontario.
Damn.
Yeah, been that way since the 90s.
So is like is JL Audio still around?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, they're still
but
around.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just bringing up these staple brands that like when
From
you're
back in the day?
back in the day when
Alpine or something?
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
JL.
Alpine had their warehouse or something here.
Torrance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Torrance.
they still got some people here. They moved a lot of stuff to Michigan to be closer to OEM, which makes sense.
Yeah.
They always had a big OEM department, and so once the Chrysler stuff and them started working a little bit more, they moved over to Michigan. And I've got some friends that work there now, and used to work there.
So growing up, when you had obviously, I'm pretty sure we're probably from the same genre of age, but yeah, did you have like a car that you tricked out? Obviously,
I just walked everywhere.
Really? Oh, damn.
No, I mean, growing up in the South, you're driving at like 13.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
shit.
That's just what you do. Do you get cigarettes and beer for your mom and
Yeah.
dad? You got to get in the car at 12. So, what do you do? But no, I had the first car I had was a Mustang, and I loaded it up. I I think the first system I did in that was, I think, Pioneer. That was kind of the thing,
Yeah.
man. Pioneer and Sherwood, and we had a wall of Pioneer subs in there at one point. We did a lot of different weird things in there. It was fun. That car was cool. We did that, and then I got a what did I go to after that? Nissan 300ZX. I went through my import phase, and we had
That's
it.
where you guys
I
met.
think they called it. Yeah, we were at
No.
Tokyo Drifting.
All out.
They met like 15 years ago when he was in the factory making the little motherboards.
I remember you.
I was downtown Ningbo looking for car parts.
He's like, that basketball court was big.
It's huge. But yeah, so I did that, and I don't know, we did like stage 7 or something they call it, which made it, I don't know, like Viper fast, and it was nuts. It was a cool car. I loved that car.
So were you born in Tennessee or?
Yeah, born and raised. Yeah,
Oh wow,
yeah, born in Knoxville. So
Knoxville, Tennessee.
You guys did they do Justin's truck or Justin's?
Yeah, power base.
yeah, so
that's
it's fire
all.
base in there.
That's
Yeah.
all power base. That shit hits so fucking hard.
What's
like,
he having there?
That's XMA amps. I think he's got 3 XL12s, 2 XL components all the way around. And
Yeah.
They talk about the
Gary Bell
Durango?
did an awesome job.
Yeah,
on
the Durango.
install.
That thing bumps.
Right.
Yeah, what sucks is obviously Gary Bell did my C10 and Gary Bell did his, but now he's out of that business.
Well, he's
of-
on our side now, so he's on the manufacturing side.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, yeah. So he's doing manufacturing stuff with, I guess it's with Phoenix Gold and all of their stuff. So.
Dropping all these
Yeah.
names from back in the day, man.
Yeah, so Gary Bell does fucking amazing custom stereo work system. Like everything is one off. Everything is one
So
off.
he like puts it all together.
Yeah. So like for example, on my C10, there's no kick panels. It's just a metal wall. So he literally takes a thing, he scans the whole inside of my truck, and then it imports to his computer, and he fucking builds out a whole panel. And he's got these machines that just fucking literally laser cut everything. All his wood machines in his shop, like, and the panels were fucking like they were meant for it, but obviously just custom built. You know, he wrapped them, all that stuff. And the same thing when he tunes your sound system, he he closes his whole shop up, has one like I don't know reader thing in there, and bumps your whole system, and it's reading all the frequencies, and it's all on the big screen, and he's just fucking dialing it all in. Like, I mean,
Crazy.
the
Sam, how do you
man's
tune your stereo system?
I just pressing max bass.
You don't have a stereo system in your shit. You just have a big fucking gaping
he fucking
hole.
hits the dash.
Yeah. Turn on.
Nah, he just pounds the fucking dash. That's a stereo.
It's super cool though. It's got a neat feature because like if I'm driving too fast and I go over a pothole, one side of the speakers turns off and the other one goes real loud, and I'm like, hell yeah, because my right
custom,
ear's my
right?
good ear, my left ear's my bad ear, so it doesn't matter too much.
There you go. Well, there you go.
Got to pay extra for that shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I mean, Gary is nuts. His work's always been good. I mean, he
Yeah.
did a lot of the Alpine stuff when he worked there. Then he went over and did his own shop stuff. He actually built our displays that we take out to shows and stuff. And he's always been an amazing installer, smart dude. And actually, I think what he's doing is the Stinger side of their business. So a lot of the accessory stuff and the OE integration type stuff. And
Okay.
they'll benefit a lot by having him. So it's cool to have him on our side again. And
This episode is brought to you by Coffee Whipped. Guys, Coffee Whipped is a supporter of the podcast and our shop. It keeps us fueled all day long, especially my guys. And you know how busy we get. But their Dalgona coffee is amazing. And if you really want some extra boost, their Viet coffee will get you going. We love their breakfast sandwiches. We eat them here almost every day in the shop. Right here locally in Huntington Beach, California. They support our podcast and we love it. Make sure you guys visit at @coffeewhipped_. That's at @coffeewhipped_, or hit the link in the description below. Yeah, when I seen him the last time, he was like, well, he was already like, if you want to get work done from him, he was almost like a year out.
yeah.
And then when I seen him the last time, he's like, I'm done. I was like, you're done what? He's like, I'm moving careers, or not careers, but, you know, closing the shop and doing something else.
Yeah, he did Justin's, and then I think it wasn't long after that,
Yeah.
really. It wasn't too long after that, so, yeah.
Yeah. And his shop is, badass. He has so many tools and machines in there. Like, you're like, you need all this for a sound system? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
his was custom shit. cut all his fiberglass, all that stuff, you know.
Well, I had no idea that so much went into stereo systems.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're doing it at like his level,
Yeah.
you know, and when my C10 was rolling out, he had like a fresh Lambo coming in with like 15 miles on it.
Right.
And he's like, I got to gut this whole thing. And I'm like, what? They haven't even drove this thing yet. He goes, yeah, I know, but they were on the list to get a whole sound system, and there was already in my queue. It's got 15 miles on it. And yeah, I went back a couple weeks later just to go look at it. And yeah, just the whole inside was just gutted.
Lambos don't come with sound systems,
I mean, they do, but
but
I mean, everybody
want
wants
better?
more, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants more.
Not a Gary Bell custom sound system.
yeah, that's wild.
It's
Yeah.
not a lot you can do in there, but
Yeah.
a little bit makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's the whole new world for me. I don't know shit about this, so it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like that market kind of is not as hyphy as it used to be.
It's different, man.
Yeah.
It's way different. In the early '90s, it was just nuts. We do shows all over the place. It was just
Yeah.
people everywhere, cars everywhere.
Yeah.
I feel like 90s and 2000s, it was like, you got a car, sound system.
Yeah,
like,
that was the first thing. you
first
did.
checklist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
because Justin
Yeah.
didn't Justin used to do like sound competitions
Yep.
with his like mini truck or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He was always kind of into it, and so he kind of circled back. But I think the difference now is the kids today. The kids are growing up and not
Say that about
into it.
everything.
I mean, it's true, but they don't want to drive for one.
Yeah.
The
Kids
other
don't wanna
side
do
of
shit
it,
I
these
feel like
days.
it's like a very common theme that our guests bring up, like kids these days. But
Yeah.
no, it's
I
great.
mean,
you are absolutely correct.
It's
by the
the
way.
truth.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
they'd rather probably be on TikTok or something, and the
Yeah.
audio's not very good there from what I
Yeah.
hear. That's the one app like I don't have. So if you ever send me something from TikTok, I'm not looking at it. But yeah, I think that's it. They're an iPad generation. They're not really into that. They'd rather put on headphones and
Yeah.
just kind of zone
Do you
out.
guys do headphones?
We looked at it, and it's like one of those things. Like if you're gonna do it, you might as well be good at it.
Yeah.
And
You don't
there's
wanna
so
do it
many
just to
good
do
ones
it.
out there. I don't want to just do something just to do something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
that's the juggle sometimes. And I'm not saying there's not some things that we've done just because we need to, but
Yeah.
you know, and things that we aren't doing primarily, I'm not going to bring something in that we just can't be at least decent at.
Yeah.
You know, it's a weird world. We looked at gaming headsets and music headsets, and the music ones obviously are okay, but the gaming ones, there's so many different things you need to make sure it does, and I'm not going to get in that world. And you also got to market against it too. You know, like our portables, you know, like these that we've got here. That was a world that I thought we should do it, but man, you know, these other brands out there, they've already got it. They've already got that market, and you really got to just keep pushing with it.
How's the little portable market doing?
It's doing great.
Yeah.
The number one seller is still the Split.
Yeah.
The BT200, that's still the number one seller. The number two is the 150. But the new 500 that just came out, I think that's going to take over. That thing's loud and it's fun. It lights up, makes the party go. You can link two of them up together. My warehouse is actually using one to unload containers, and it's just
yeah.
it fills the whole warehouse with sound when they're unloading containers. So it's a
Nice.
cool piece. And
Yeah.
Is that the one? Is it waterproof?
yeah.
I could have swore I seen a post or something
You
like
did. You guys shared it. That was the one where
Yeah.
Maddie was in the pool.
Yeah.
Had it strapped around with his rifle supply hat on.
Yeah, I was
In the pool.
like, he's got the speaker in the fucking pool. I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell?
That's cool.
Yeah, he had his little sweater on and everything in the pool. But,
So these, if you split these apart, you can use both same sound at the same time.
yeah,
No
yeah,
shit.
yeah. So you easily you can take it like this anywhere, right? But then when you get to where you're going and you want everybody to enjoy it, you can
Oh shit! I didn't realize it did that.
split it like
Come on,
that.
guys.
You
This is
get
one of our
stereo
sponsors.
sound. You get full stereo sound. Yeah. You can put this
well,
across the room.
fuck. Now I want to buy one.
this is the selling feature.
No
Like,
shit.
if you got a hot tub, or a hot tub's really fun with these because you can put it on each side, and now everybody hanging out's got good sound.
You know, the bros in the hot tub
Are
together.
those waterproof?
Yeah,
Five
they
dudes
are.
deep.
That's waterproof too?
Yeah, actually, the way I tested that was through this in the hot tub.
No shit.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Dang. We carry all these in store.
We did. Yeah, so all these are available at Rifle Supply.
and online. So you can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
talk to
rad.
Powerbase though.
Oh,
'cause
I
they
didn't
know
know
what the fuck they're
these
talking
were
about.
waterproof too.
These are waterproof.
Okay, holy shit.
Yeah, see, we don't know
What about,
shit.
are these
Raul.
waterproof?
They're waterproof also.
They're all waterproof?
Yeah,
What?
Hell
So I
yeah.
can take it in the shower?
you could. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck.
Why didn't you tell us this before?
Shit.
I
I thought you
mean,
knew.
Yeah, I mean, I knew they were good speakers, and
I mean,
obviously,
you know, have you looked at the box? There's water on the box.
I just thought that was some
Design.
aesthetics.
Cool
yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
I was like, man, these guys are dripping with cool shit right here.
Look at our
It even
drip,
says
bro.
waterproof.
Look at our drip. No,
so
yeah.
obviously we like them. They're cool because we take them, to the range and stuff when we go shoot content and all that stuff, and it's
Different
cool.
events.
Yeah.
we have play music.
Yeah, play music while we're at events, stuff like that. That's why we take them. We're cool. The portable, but yeah, the waterproof feature, man.
I didn't know that.
We're gonna have to shoot a water video now.
And then actually, this is the neat thing with this one is it fits like in your backpack like a water jug would.
Yeah.
So you just put that on the side and you've got it everywhere and
Sheesh. I need one
good
now.
to go.
I
even
think-
in the shower.
Yeah, obviously I knew they disconnected.
I knew that too. I didn't know the waterproof feature.
Yeah. I thought you just had 2 speakers now, and you and your friends could have stuff music.
I was wondering why there was.
But I'm not
plus
very
and minus
bright,
on both
so-
sides.
It's called TWS, True Wireless Stereo.
Hell yeah.
My first opinion was like, wow, I wonder who's gonna copy you guys, because I've never seen that before, and I don't think anybody's done that.
Oh, there's a lot of them out there now.
Really?
that
Yeah,
connect.
there's
yeah.
a lot of them out there.
Yeah,
now.
yours was the first one that I saw that did that. I was like, I'd never seen a fucking stereo that breaks apart. And
Yeah,
it's super
yeah.
interesting.
I guess we kind of made it cool. There's a lot of folks doing it now. There's some that like magnet together and they'll just fall apart. Like it's just junk. It's ours stay together. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You got to
It locks in.
lock it in and out. But yeah, there's obviously when you do something right, people copy it down the line.
No, for sure.
Next thing you know, everybody.
We know what that's like. We know.
What's that saying? Never
Oh,
mind.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that
People
one,
say it
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, got it.
It's that flattery one. I know where you're
Yeah,
going.
yeah, see, that's what I'm talking
Imitation
about.
is the
Yeah,
best form of
that's,
flattery.
that's exactly. See, we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's funny for us, obviously on the social media side, and even stuff we do. Customers send us stuff all the time. Oh, look, they're doing this now. Oh, they're doing that now. Before there was 0 gun shops that did cars and coffee.
Right.
Now there's like 5 gun shops that do cars and coffee. And it's cool. It's whatever. Like, honestly, it's cool. The fact that you're doing it now and you're involved in the scene is great. But of course, like, we started it. And then, the way we do our videos for social media, all gun shops were doing before was just posting pictures of guns, and that is it. Sure. And then it was like, we started the fun reels and involving our guys, and it's like, now they're all doing that, so it's cool. Like, you have to, the fact that people are copying your trends, it's like, okay, like, we're doing something cool.
Doing something right.
Yeah.
It's usually a sign that you made it.
Yeah. And the fact that no one's copying your shit, I think that means you're doing something wrong.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, or it's boring.
Yeah.
There's also a cool thing too. Like if they copy your shit but they do something better, you can always also build off of that. So you can always go like, oh fuck, they fixed a thing that we couldn't fix.
Working together.
Let's move up from there.
Yeah, I think what you guys have really done is taken a business that some people feel maybe it's just this is the business. It's a strict business of firearms, and it is what it is. But you've made it cool. Like you've turned it into a lifestyle type thing. So
Yeah.
Turn it into a brand.
Yeah, people that are all either pros or amateurs, or just want some protection. They can still come here in an environment that's kind of fun at the Cars and Coffee and learn about it, see about it.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not into it, but their friends are. They can at least come out and hang out. We've had fun at all of them, and I really appreciate you guys having us. So it's
No,
been
we
a good
appreciate
time.
having you.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was kind of our goal. We wanted everyone, whether your knowledge was high, low, women, man, young person, old person, like we wanted you to feel comfortable coming here. And we feel like the little events we do and how we do our social media to make it be like, oh, those guys aren't so bad. Like
Right.
maybe I can talk to Sam. Maybe I can talk to Chris. Maybe, you know what I'm saying?
No one could talk to you, right?
Nobody. You got to make an appointment.
Fuck that guy.
You got to make an appointment. So no, that's our that was our goal, to just make it feel personable and relatable, and we're just like you. We're no one better, and I feel like that has helped us as far as attracting those customers of all walks of life.
Yeah, you definitely done that. I mean, even my dog left here with a gun last time. So, I think that works.
Yeah. If you guys didn't know, dogs don't have 10-day background checks, so only humans. Yeah.
Mind blowing.
No, you cannot adopt dogs just to get more guns. We will not approve those purchases.
Wouldn't
So
be
are-
able to buy them anyways, so.
It's true. It's very
Are you
true.
Juanito's boss?
Sure. Yeah, we'll put it that way.
Or is he your boss?
No.
Okay. I just have the record straight.
I don't like to put titles on things.
No,
you know,
I know.
but,
I get it. Yeah. You guys work together, right?
Yeah, we work together. Great dude. He's a lot of fun to work with. And I mean, I've known him forever, so
Yeah.
I knew it would work out. I just had to get him into our world and learn how that kind of goes.
What'd you think about the Cerakoted? Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, of course.
The Cerakoted sound bar.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, everybody loved it. We posted it a couple of Cars and Coffees ago.
Okay, cool.
So everybody loved it, and we need to hurry up and get it in the truck.
Yeah, I
I've been
think
saying that for years.
Finish the rest of the stuff for the truck. And,
no, yeah, it's gonna happen ASAP, and I'm excited about it. And I can't wait to post that whole video of like the truck and the soundbar, and that's gonna be a dope video.
it was so cool. Like we thought, man, what if we did this as a service sold through you, and like a bunch of people were like, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say,
But
you
I
guys
think-
offer any customizations like that? or anything
No,
like that?
just because for us it's a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, you guys are too big for that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we're used to just moving out pallets and
Yeah.
not dealing with the onesie twosies. And yeah, we take care of things like that for special situations, but we just don't have the manpower to do that every day.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, yeah, that'd be neat. But I think the answer is once we've got the truck finished. I'm not saying but once the truck's together and you've got that out going and doing stuff, I think the answer is that we'll make it to where we tell people, hey, yeah, we could get that accomplished for you. You just need to
Yeah.
go to your authorized dealer, buy the sound bar. You can ship it to us. We can break it down, get it to Rifle Supply, and you can deal with them on the
Yeah.
on the
We're more than happy to
customization.
do that because we don't know how to break those sound bars down. We don't want to fuck anything up. So
Yeah. We've got guys in the back that have kind of been working on some of that stuff with the refurb and some of the return stuff, and they've gotten really good at it, so they can knock that out pretty
Yeah.
quick. And
No, I think that'd be rad. Like,
Do you guys sell to regular customers or just companies?
we only sell to dealers. I mean,
Okay.
our website's open, and you can go and buy stuff there, but it actually doesn't come through us. It goes through a system that goes out to all of our dealers and lets them take the business first.
Oh, okay.
So our goal is to make sure that we're never taking anything from the dealer, even on our website. But today everybody wants to buy online. They want to
Yeah.
just shop at home in their underwear.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, the orders come over like at 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m. I think that's when I do most of my shopping is right before bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's when they come over, and so everyone feels like they're buying it from us, and that's a great feeling. And we're watching it, we maintain it, watch it. If there's a problem, I'm on the phone generally with the dealer saying, "Hey, this kind of happened. Can you take care of that?" If they call, we definitely take care of it just like it was our order, but we let our dealer ship it and take the money. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Dang,
and it
that's
also
cool.
makes it so if that's someone closer to you.
Yeah.
Because if someone in New York ordered it and I shipped it, that's 6 days probably.
Yeah.
But if I can get someone over on the East Coast to ship it, then they can get it faster. So
It's cool. That's
Yeah.
super cool.
So do you guys, your dealers, nationwide?
yeah, all over the country, all over the world. There's probably not a country we don't sell into.
With like stereo shops and like
We have dealers in China.
made in China. Yeah.
So infatuated with China, these three guys. Huh?
It's just such an interesting
they
place.
have
dude.
such good food.
They poop in holes. What are you talking about?
I mean, you really should go sometime if you've never.
I know.
been,
I would love to, really.
It's worth it. You will
you
stick
take
out
me?
like a sore thumb. But
I
Show us the factory.
honestly, my mom's like, hey, we should get. My mom's in Thailand, by the way.
Okay.
Let me just set the record straight here. As Sam's giving me a death stare. Fucking dickless asshole. I didn't say anything. She's always like, let's go to China. Let's go to China. And my answer to her is always pass.
I was gonna
Really?
say, can
You
I
don't wanna
take
go?
Can I take your mom to China with me?
I was waiting for
Her
that.
and I- her and I could have a
have you
vacation?
been?
No, never.
Well, they
All
won't
right,
let
so-
him back. So it makes sense.
Now I know why Raul's too scared to go to Mexico, isn't he?
I mean, I think if you put aside like America, fuck that place.
No.
if you put that aside and you put it like a cultural
Yeah.
thing where you
I'm-
want to go and see it. It's
I'm all
worth
about
it.
the food. Like, I'd probably go for the food and
That's
maybe
my
seeing
reason.
one or two things. But just like the dirtiness and stereotypes towards that, like, pretty OCD when it comes to that kind of. That's like my.
I guess it depends on where you go, but
Yeah.
I mean, like everybody's super nice.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
I'm like a giant to most of them.
Yeah, yeah.
The food is fun to try and learn new things.
Yeah.
Me, I stay for about 12 days, and about day 8, it's time for McDonald's.
What's the McDonald's like there?
It's actually really good.
Healthy?
It's
it's
McDonald's
probably
is
much
great
healthier.
everywhere besides
But here,
Yeah, 100%.
everything's great everywhere. but here.
100%. It's much better everywhere but here.
Yeah.
It's getting better, but no, I think culturally it's a really neat place just to see how things function and just to see how life is treated in different countries. I think traveling's a big thing, but I think
Yeah.
that's the place where most Americans feel like they don't want to go for some reason,
For me, it's like I think
and they should.
cleanliness
They really should.
thing. It's a cleanliness thing for me.
I'd love to go to where I could go like the Great Wall and some of that other, you know,
Yeah.
some of the other sightseeing
Yeah.
things. I generally just see Shenzhen and Hong Kong. You know,
Yeah.
that's about it.
I think those are
But-
probably Hong Kong and I think what am I drawing a blank right now?
Wuhan.
No, damn.
Just curious.
Jeez, man,
Singapore?
just- damn. I've totally lost my train of thought.
Tokyo?
Son of a bitch.
Thanks, Sam.
Tokyo's in Japan, brother. Learn your countries.
Whole different thing.
Yeah.
That's actually somewhere.
Trying to
I
help you
haven't been.
remember
I'm like,
home, dude.
Shanghai. Why couldn't I freaking think of that? You guys are such
See, I helped you.
assholes.
We love you too, Chris.
brutal.
Is this how your work environment is too?
What's that?
Are they
How
all
your
this?
work environment is?
Are they all this
No.
mad?
No.
He's like, we actually like each other at my business.
This is love, by the way. Yeah, this is love. Yeah.
Brotherly love.
Yeah.
So, what age did you start in the factories? Or
Oh, I was like, what the fuck? Bro, I never once.
Where have you? Where
Let's
have
just
you,
set it straight. Never worked at a factory.
Where have you been?
Where have I been country-wise?
Yeah. Because I know you just got back from
Hawaii.
Hawaii, and then
That's USA.
That's not a
hold
country.
on,
Yeah.
getting there. Hold on.
It feels like another country.
Give me a
though.
second, because you've been to your lady's home country,
No,
right?
not yet. That's the only place that I haven't. Australia.
You've
yeah.
been a lot of countries though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spain.
yeah.
I know you've been to Spain, right?
Haven't been there. But
he
I've
hasn't
to
been
Europe.
anywhere. What are you guys talking about?
Europe's the best. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
where?
my
Yeah,
spot.
where's your what's your travel path? Pretty much, do you hit only China pretty much for your guys' main manufacturing, or
Yeah, so used to when I was just doing sales stuff and tech stuff, I was kind of everywhere. I was on a plane like every other week.
oh no shit.
Do you miss that at all?
No. I love to travel, to be honest. I love traveling. And I wish that I could travel a little bit more, but there's just so much, I need an extra day in the week. There's just so much to do. It's kind of hard to be away a lot. But
Yeah.
after I'd stopped doing that and just started doing the product side, I wanted to maintain some things. So I generally traveled to China when the world is normal, once or twice a year. And then Europe, I try to get there every year. I love the UK. I love hanging out. There's everybody that knows me knows I just enjoy it there. I got a lot of friends over there, and one of our reps over there, I go over and hang out with them, and they just treat me like family, so I love going there. Canada's a good time. We go to Canada every year and do an
Canada's
event.
nice. I like Canada.
Those guys are super nice. It's a lot of fun. So we do
UK
that
for me.
often.
I'd have to say UK.
You've been to the UK?
Yeah. Well, Kate used to live out there, so
I didn't know
when she
that.
was a flight attendant.
Yeah, UK's awesome,
yeah.
man. The UK
Dude,
everywhere is
Best
awesome.
$300 I ever spent.
I have a
every
friend who's
round
out there
trip.
right now actually, and she's like, God, just comparing the food because she's spending the next 4 months, Shelby, in Italy,
okay. Yeah.
and she
Okay.
decided to go and spend a month in England, or where the fuck she is. I think she's
UK.
in London. But she's like, man, if you go from Italy or Paris to fucking England and London and shit like that, she's like, fucking
Food sucks.
Food fucking sucks.
Sometimes it's a little bland, but you got to try different things. You
Bangers
can't,
and mash.
She's trying.
well,
she's
you,
like,
you can't pop over there and get a burger and expect
No,
it to be
I
the
feel
best.
like
No,
that's,
no, no,
I
It's
feel
not
like that's
gonna
the
happen.
toughest thing, though, is to how do you separate something
Listen,
very touristy to something local?
If she's in London,
Yeah.
If she's in London, she's still there, right? Okay. So tell her to get a train and go to Surrey.
Surrey?
Go to Surrey, and I don't think that's the exact city, but she'll be damn close. And I hate the way this is about to sound. The best spot to get fish and chips is a place called the Cock Inn.
cock in.
The Cock Inn.
Yeah.
He's gonna relay that message very
You'll
well.
remember that part.
tell her to go to the Cock Inn.
Go to the Cock Inn in Surrey.
And it'll be the best fish and chips ever. So it's
And-
on my list every time.
No shit.
Got to stop by there and
That's
have
interesting.
one. So.
He's
So what's
gonna-
local UK food?
That
Fish-
would be it.
Fish and chips.
Yeah.
Okay.
That,
I do
bangers-
love
Bangers
Kebabs.
and-
Is
kebabs
kinda
is
the biggest
huge.
thing.
They do a lot of shit with beans and toast in the morning. There's a lot of beans
Oh,
on
that's
Do
toast.
they
poor
have
people
poutine
food
out
from what
there?
I heard.
Well, I think it's UK too. Like they ban a lot of bad shit from being in food. Like,
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, all the shit they're banning, like Americans are just eating that shit up here. Like,
It's all
you know?
that shit in our food that's killing
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yep.
They're like, oh, UK burger this, and then they're like US and like ingredients for us like 20. Same fucking thing.
When
you
Kate
know?
moved out, well, when Kate moved here from London to here, she was getting sick all the time because of all the shit that
All
we
the
put in our food.
bullshit.
Yeah, all the
Damn, I
baloney
really
we
want
put
some
here.
fish and chips now. Thank you.
It's like, all right, so here I won't eat it. There I'll eat it all the time.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Indian food,
I was gonna say, that's a
much
staple
better there.
Really?
Yeah.
I love some
yeah.
Indian food
A
too.
lot of Indian
I didn't
folks
know that.
in the UK. Yeah.
Chicken, they got this spot called Nando's. It's like fast food.
I've heard of
but
Nando's. Is it like
really
a curry
good.
place?
It's great chicken. No, it's just chicken with like
It's like our rotisserie style chicken.
yeah.
Like I don't
it's
know.
like Pollo Loco, but
Yeah,
better.
but 20 million times better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got like this, like this hot mayo, kind of spicy sriracha kind of mayo is what I would call it. And yeah, it's
I
good.
love it when we talk about food.
I mean, you go broke eating out there, like
Really?
easy. Yeah,
Is it-
everywhere is fucking great out
Well,
there.
when I went to Spain, food was like way more cost effective than it is out here. Like we could go out to a nice dinner, like 4 of us, eat a really good meal with drinks, and it'd be like less than $100.
Really?
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
right.
Shit.
I think if I had to position like the best meal value and quality wise everywhere would be Colombia.
Oh, you been to Colombia?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We did a
Where at?
12-day tour. I went everywhere. I was in a different city every morning.
So
Oh,
my mom's
shit.
Colombian. My mom like came to America from Colombia when she was like in her 20s.
Okay.
So I've never been. That's like next on my list to go down there.
So we flew into, where did I go into? Bogota, I guess. And then we did Medellin and Cali and just, all of them.
Hell yeah.
And so we do like a training seminar with all of our dealers. We'd hang out or whatever. We'd get in the car. It was like 5 of us in a 4Runner. And we would drive hours upon hours to the next stop. Get in the hotel, go to sleep, wake up, do it again, tear it down, and then drive.
That's rad.
There was one point we were on like a 1-lane road above the clouds
Yeah.
in the mountains.
Yeah.
Trying to get around a car that was broke down.
Yeah.
With 5 of us in this 4Runner, and I'm the only dude that didn't speak Spanish. So
Hey, I would be. See, I don't know. I would be afraid of like cartel and shit out there. Like,
It's not that bad anymore.
that's not so bad.
I was just watching a
like
thing where like Colombia is like one of the top 5 places for people to like retire because it's like the cost of living and cost of everything is so cheap.
Well, the people there are super awesome.
Yeah.
Our customer have been customers. They've been our customer since day one, pretty much. Him and his family are just awesome people. They take care of you when you're there. They make sure. I had actually gallbladder issues in Colombia.
shit.
I knew it when I left, and I told him, I said, "Look, I've got this gallbladder problem. I don't know what's going to happen. I've got to be pretty picky about what I eat because I knew at that point it was certain foods.
yeah.
I'd narrowed it down to certain things were just going to go wrong." And so they were feeding me just chicken and rice and beans, and that was kind of all I knew I could eat. But I'm telling you, it's the best chicken ever. I had like this orangey yellow chicken meat, and I said, "Why is it such a weird color?" And they said,
Yeah.
"Well, because it eats corn." And we were up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And we were at this dude's house, like his mom cooked the food. And they had a coca leaf plant in the backyard. And I was like, what do we do with that? And they were like, we can make teas with it. And the one
Chew on
guy,
it.
the one guy goes, "Nah, I'm going to be in the car with you for the next 5 hours. You're not having any tea." And I was like, all right, fine. But they like had people bring like medicinal drinks for me to have everywhere we went to make sure I was okay.
And it
Just to
works?
make
Or
sure I
helped
made
out?
it through. Actually, yeah, it knocked down some of the stones that were in my gallbladder.
Yeah.
I went back and came back, had an ultrasound, and I was like a little bit better. And then like 2 months later, I was in your position, and, laid up, dumped over on the side of the road, throwing up and going to the hospital. So
Damn.
Worst fucking feeling in the world. And what's crazy was 2 nurses when I went in the emergency room the first time and then the final time, like they both said like, "Hey, if I could compare your pain to anything, it's like giving birth." They're like, all the contractions, all that pain, like that's what you're feeling.
yeah. The first
You know.
time I had it happen, I thought it was a heart attack.
Dude.
I didn't really know what it was. I was just like, "This is weird. Somebody call the cops."
Yeah.
Something's wrong with me.
This episode is brought to you by Strike Industries, a longtime friend and supporter of Rap Supply. Guys, Strike Industries has been making high quality and affordable parts and accessories for all your firearm needs since 2010. Whether it's for your AR, AK, Glocks, SIGs, CZs, Strike's got your back. They've recently been making a name for themselves with their innovative products like the cable management system, which even got picked up by the U.S. Army. There's also fun stuff like AirTag holders so you don't lose your guns while traveling. Recently, we've seen a lot of chassis action coming from Strike, like their SMC Bravo, which is for the P320 FCU. Visit strikeindustries.com or hit the link in the description below. The last time when it all went down, I was literally in the hospital. Like I told him, I was like, I'm gonna die. Like this is it. Like that was literally going through my head. Like I'm gonna die, and I was thinking about like, cool, I got my life insurance. Like kids will be okay. Like if this is it, like all right, fuck it. Like nothing I can do. Like I'm in serious fucking pain. It hurts unbelievable. Like you can't even imagine. I was like, all right, like. I'm gonna go. Like,
yeah, I don't wish that on anybody. I was at the
Yeah.
NAMM show the first time it hit me, at an after party, and we were partying, having a good time, and I walked outside and I was like, I just need some fresh air. Next thing I know, I'm on the ground. Security's got me, behind the stage, and the ambulance is there, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, and I just thought that was weird, right? And then
Yeah.
the next time it happened, I think I was playing video games like Call of Duty at like 11 at night. And Manny was playing with me, and he was like, he could hear me. Like I threw the headset down. I was like, I think I'm dying. Call 911.
Yeah.
So he's like calling 911. I think he called my mom or something. And yeah, and after that, it was just like I knew what I needed. Get me to the hospital. Get me morphine. That's the only way to fix this. And then eventually, you got to get it taken out. So yeah.
yeah, fucking.
So what's the cause of gallstones? Is there no like root cause or-
Basically, like you eat a lot of. They say you eat a lot of fatty foods, and so basically
Probably.
because it's like it's generating like the fluid to help basically your lubricant. Because a lot of it sits there, it starts turning into a sludge, and then from sludge it turns into stones. So yeah, like one of my buddies, he got all scared when I had it, so he went to just go get it checked, and he goes, "Oh, they told me like I don't have no stones, but I have sludge." So they told me like, "Hey, you better start eating better because it's gonna start forming." They say it takes like about 10 to 15 years for stones to form. So it's nothing that's going to happen in 6 months or a year or whatever. So if you get it, it's not because something you ate this year. It's because you've been eating shitty or whatever, greasy foods or fatty foods.
all the rice and beans?
I mean, I'm from the South. Everything is greasy and fatty and sugary. And
Yeah.
everyone says, like, what's the difference between the South and California? I'm like, well, in the South, we still use butter and sugar. I mean, flavor.
Yeah.
It's much different. We cook with butter, not out here.
Yeah, when I went in there, she was like, "Oh, you need to stop eating greasy foods." I'm like, "Guess what? I don't." I was like, "I eat fucking chicken salad with balsamic vinaigrette and olive oil." She's like, "There you fucking go." She's like, "It's a healthy fat, but it's a fatty,
It's still fat.
And I was like, "Fuck my life." It's like,
But the crazy thing, you weren't eating that for that long before you started
The
having
foliage
the problems.
did it. The foliage.
yeah.
So it was whatever you're eating before that led up to it, right?
Pretty much, and then
But you never
maybe
like,
even his body was just so used to eating really bad and being able to break it down, and then he just made that switch to just eating really healthy and just eating anything.
because that balsamic vinaigrette and olive oil, my diet, I was eating that every day for dinner. That chicken salad. I was eating that every day for dinner. And I remember like the first couple months, I'd be like, I kind of out of breath. I'm like, it's weird, And then it was like, oh, like fuck, I have gas buildup. I'm all taking like gas medicine, like nothing's helping.
Tums and shit.
Yeah.
Just wait till you get a ghost flare up. It'll happen again. You'll think you're like, how is this happening? And it's gonna happen. You're gonna feel the exact same way for a few minutes one morning. Just remember that, and then you'll be fine.
I'm scared.
And then you'll be fine. But you'll be like, how's this happening? I don't have one of these anymore.
What was crazy is she told me, she goes, so your kidney, I think she said your kidney is going to produce that bile. She goes, so you could still get stones later on in life with your kid or something. I believe she said kidney. I could be wrong. And I was
We'll
like,
worry with that later in life.
yeah. And I was like, wait, what? Like,
Kidney stones?
I just took that shit out. Like, we're supposed to be done with that shit.
No, nah.
Yeah. So I was like, bitch.
How was so you had your gallbladder removed?
Yeah.
How was the recovery process for you?
I think I was back at it in 2 weeks. So
It was like the same for you, right?
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I actually I'm a fucking work whore, and I wanted to come back earlier.
Yeah,
Like
me
Justin was like, no, like take another week off. I'm like, dude, like I think I'm good. He's like, no, like you almost died. Like just relax, fucking relax.
I was at least like on the computer, I think, after the first week, but in the office, I think it was 2 weeks later. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the hard part for me was I was in the hospital for 6 days, so that was already fucking with my mind. And then being home, I was like, I gotta go into the world. Like I can't take this.
Yeah.
You know, being in the hospital for 6 days is fucking. I think that was more depressing than anything else. Like being in the hospital is the
Hospital
worst.
sucks.
Yeah.
Whether you're there checked in or you're there visiting someone.
Yeah.
Hospital. I
Yeah.
fucking
That
hate
is-
the hospital.
That's for sure. Yeah.
The
100%.
beds are shit. Like I even told the nurse, I'm like, dude, there's like this much padding. Like my fucking ass hurts already. You know, like yeah, that's what it is. You gotta hurry up and get out of here.
Yep.
But
They don't want you to stay.
no. So one thing I want to talk about too is I know you're a Mason.
I was waiting for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, how did that come about being a Mason? What's funny is my uncle's a Mason, and I've never like asked him too much about it, but I know he's very prideful of the Masons, and you know it seems like the Masons is like part maybe secrecy thing, and
Secret society.
you know and he's
I mean, sure. That's what they call it, right?
You tell us.
you know
Give us the inside scoop. I have a lot of questions about this.
Can't tell you.
yeah.
But no, I mean, yeah, sure, I am.
Wait, so how do you get in? Can you tell us that?
You just kind of have to want to. It's a personal choice. It's a personal preference to.
And what made you want to get into it?
So for me, like none of my family were.
Yeah.
But growing up in Tennessee, there were people that I was well aware that were. I think there was a little bit of the mystery, a little bit of the secret side of it that I wasn't really sure what it was. As I got to looking more into things, I just knew that it was bigger than me. And I think the best way to put it, and I've explained this to someone before, and it didn't necessarily make sense at the time, but now that I think about it, it makes sense. Like, we can all be adults, right? And we can all be, men, but maybe we're not really grown men at that point. And so I felt like it was going to be what I needed to really become more of a grown man, because I don't have kids. I don't have a wife. Like it's just me. So I can still kind of run out and be an idiot, but I kind of felt like it was what was going to ground me into being more of a better man. And that's truly what's kind of happened. Like it's helped my, my temper, my anger, my time management. I'm a lot better with that. There's just a lot of things through Masonry that you just kind of see life a little bit differently.
Is it hard to become a Mason?
No, not really. It's just a desire to want to be better and want to do better. You want to do better for the community and the world around you. And if you don't want to do that, then don't be a Mason, because, we do a lot of charity work. We constantly are doing that. Last night we were at the Angels game, a bunch of us. It was called Masons
Against the
for
White
Mets.
Sox?
Yeah. Yeah, the Angels luckily got a win. We're not going to talk about the fact that it was against the White Sox, but and that's called Masons for Mitts. And so what we do is we donate and get mitts for kids. So we give kids baseball mitts to go out and play baseball. And for me, my dad and I was always a baseball kid. He was a coach. It meant a lot to me to be a part of that, so I've been kind of behind that every year. I think I looked and we did 14,400 and something mitts this year.
Wow.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
Well, I
so
think
it's
that's
fun.
interesting because I don't think I hear you ever hear of like, oh, the Masons did this or did
When
that.
you hear about
or-
Freemasons, you always think about like this weird secret society.
Secret
that's, like,
society.
Weird, like
Yeah.
I don't know, good or bad, but just.
I'm following
weird.
you all home later, but but no, I think that's just it. Like we do things without the need for the gratification, and I think a lot of people will do charity work or civil work because they want to be recognized for it, and it doesn't matter to us.
Just
we don't
do
need
it
to be
because you wanna
recognized.
fucking
We
do
just
it.
do it.
Yeah.
I think there was something out there in the world that said, Freemasons in general donate, I don't know, $2 million or something a day to random
Holy
charities, and that's probably. I could see that being legit.
But then I also heard like Masons control like, Illuminati like back end stuff. Like
I
allegedly.
will set the record straight 100% about this. The Illuminati is not real.
I
The
don't believe
Illuminati,
you.
the Illuminati,
I believe you.
The Illuminati doesn't exist. To be a part of the Illuminati, all you got to do is say you're a part of the Illuminati. It's not an initiatic type society, and it's not real.
That's exactly what the Illuminati would say.
Isn't it? Yeah. I
what
mean,
would Tupac say?
the story behind that concept is they say that there were some people that wanted to be Masons. They were proven to not be worthy, and because of that, they created their own thing, and that was it. And that's kind of the story. I don't know the truth behind that or how that played out, but I can tell you that there is no such thing. And all these people that act like there is, they're just people acting like they want to be something that they're not.
There's different levels, right?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, there's different degrees, if you will, of Masonry, and that's.
Can I ask what degree you're at?
I'm a 32nd degree Scottish
And,
Rite.
So what does that mean in like the levels of Masonry? I have no idea. But
How many
There's-
levels are there?
There's really only 3 that matter. Every Mason in the world is the same at the 3rd degree. We're all equal to each other. We all treat each other the same from day one anyway. But for you to be considered a master Mason or a full-fledged Mason, you got to get to the 3rd degree. Everything after that is secondary. It's just more knowledge, more learning, more information about the world. You dive into some more charities and things like that too. There's only 33 technical levels in the world, and you can't get to 33 on your own. So
And you're at 32nd?
yeah,
Oh, shit.
yeah. So
You're up there.
yeah.
I'm glad you're my friend.
I like 1 in 4 of presidents were Masons. Not present day, but the older Masons or the older presidents. 1 in 4. So that was kind of neat to see. Like there was a 1 in 4 chance that I could be president.
Yeah.
Never know.
Probably not. But I mean, I think the reality is that people, when they don't understand something, they ultimately want to think it's bad or negative or evil or whatever. And because we close our door and I'm not going to let you guys come in and see what happens, you ultimately probably think something's going on that shouldn't be.
Well, then it would make sense, right? The people or the men who aren't worthy enough or can't be in it or get in, they
gonna
could,
badmouth it.
yeah, they're gonna badmouth
Sure.
it. You
Yeah.
know, oh, what are they doing? Oh, they think they're too good. Oh, they're which makes sense now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the reality is it you've got to be a pretty horrible person not to be really worthy enough. I mean, we don't look at people from their social status or anything like that. I mean, the guy with $1 in his pocket's equal to the guy with $10 million in his pocket.
So it doesn't cost money to get in?
Yeah, there's money involved, but I mean, there's things to pay for. I mean, you need to pay for random things, dues. Obviously, everything's got dues. If you're a
Yeah.
member of something, there's dues.
Yeah.
But part of those dues go to charity, and as you kind of go into some of the extracurricular things, there's more dues to be paid. And
Yeah.
eventually, you become a Shriner, and there's more dues there. But that's where you get to have a lot of fun and drive little cars and wear a fez. But I'm not a Shriner at this point. Maybe one day, but.
Can you go into the different temples that are like for one, the one I always walk past or have seen is the one in the orange circle.
Yeah. So the
And
the orange one is actually that's where the Scottish Rite of Orange County meets. So I go there once a month. Then that lodge has been there for a long while.
Yeah.
Great bunch of dudes there. If you wanted to go in and check it out, you're more than welcome to go in any day.
I think actually during one of the street fairs they had their doors
Yeah,
open.
probably have open house, yeah.
We walked through and they were like, oh, dang, this is
Yeah, I
pretty
mean, you
cool.
can go
Yeah.
into any lodge at any time. Most of them are, if they have a secretary on staff that's working there every day, it's probably open. If not, it'll at least be open a few times a month. You could definitely pop in, check it out. You could get a tour if you wanted. They don't mind. That's fine.
Wait, so if you make it to Shriner status, you said drive any car?
No, they get these little cars. You ain't seen the Shriners in the parades?
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, they've got the Tin Lizzies and the little carpets they ride and the clowns. And like the Shriners, they say that's where old Masons go to be kids again.
Oh, gotcha.
And the Shriners Hospital, that's pretty much their support system. That's what they do. They do everything for that, and that's why it exists. So that's kind of where we eventually end up when we want to just go back and have fun. And those dudes are a lot of fun. The Huntington Beach 4th of July parade, they were in that. So and they were running around being wild on some little Tin Lizzie cars.
So you're at the 32nd level. How long does it normally take for someone to climb that ladder?
Used to, it would take an entire lifetime. And the reality is it's probably going to take my lifetime to understand that. Nowadays, things are a little different. I can't really explain all that, but it's my job to go and learn more, fill in the gaps, if you will. But like in other countries, to get to this point would literally take your entire life.
Damn.
Will you make it to the 33rd level?
I don't know. No clue. I mean, I try to be a good dude, and we'll see. But
What can you say? What
I
gets
don't
you?
have to. I mean, I think that's the answer. I don't have to be. I think it'd be cool, but I don't. It's not something I.
Is there something you
want
have
to
to?
get to that level?
Sure, but I think that I'm perfectly happy at the third. I mean, everything else is just more knowledge, more information. That's all.
What would you have to do, or what makes you be that next level where someone would say like, "Yep, you're there. You're."
I don't know.
He can't speak on that.
No. I mean, I really.
The 007, he gets the envelope under his door.
No, I really don't know. It's something that kind of gets bestowed upon you for being a good dude, and that's.
So is there
Yeah.
is there any association with religion? Because I've always heard of Freemasons being talked about in that same conversation with like Catholicism. Is there association with that? Is
Good
that
question.
No. So you have to in America, you have to have a belief in a higher power. It can be anything other than Satan. So
I'm out.
you got to have a belief in something. You can't be an atheist.
Can you believe in yourself?
No, that would technically be Satanism. But you can't be agnostic. You can't. Well, you can technically be agnostic, but you can't be atheist for sure. You have to have a belief in something greater, and that could be any belief system. We do use a Bible for oath purposes, just because it's the book of the land. But if, let's say, you were a different religion and you had your book, you could bring that in and swear on that if you needed to. Just like going to court, you got to put your hand on the Bible and say you're going to tell the truth. Well, we got to do the same thing. So,
cool?
but yeah, it's linked to religion enough to put you in a position to say, I am going I'm going to tell you that I'm telling the truth, or I'm working with the honest intentions based on my belief in something bigger than me.
See, I think that's fucked up. Why do you have to believe in something bigger than you to?
And
So
you're a
justify
dead
you
man
telling the
after that
truth.
question.
Because that's just how life is. Everybody
That's fucked up.
should turn to something bigger than them before undertaking anything in life.
We went. I don't mean to make this comparison off. It's good or bad, but we were at an event at the Elks Lodge. I don't know how similar the two things are, but so this lady brought us a pamphlet. Like, oh, if you guys wanted to join, like, I could sponsor you. Like, here's a pamphlet or whatever, And one of the first things was like, you must believe in God. And I thought that was like really weird. I was like, you got to believe in God to join the Elks Lodge?
I mean, I guess I could see why they kind of want to do that. I mean, they've got some things. I don't know enough about the Elks Lodge. My family was like a part of the Moose Lodge at some point.
All these secret societies. Yeah.
I don't think they really are. They're more of a social thing.
Well, they did have a bar there. It was pretty
They
cool.
want-
Yeah, they
they-
have a
they
bar.
want that
we
enrollment fee.
don't. We
You
don't
guys-
have a bar.
You guys don't drink?
We do, but in the UK they have bars in their lodges. That's the fun part. You go and hit the bar before you go to your meeting, and hit the bar after. But here, no, there was some guys many moons ago that decided to get drunk and make some poor decisions, and
They ruined it for the rest of you?
yes,
That sucks.
Damn.
I hate it when that happens.
that was a long time ago. But after that, there was no alcohol in our building, so we keep it that way. And we still do events and stuff, and we have alcohol at the events, but
Yeah.
those are special events and not our every month meeting. But
I'm gonna ask my uncle now, like, what level are you?
where is he from?
He Riverside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he probably knows everybody I know, most likely.
Robert Sandoval.
Is that really your uncle?
Yeah.
Huh.
You know him?
The name sounds familiar. Yeah, the name sounds familiar.
Sure, it's not the first.
I'm gonna have to
Oh,
look.
no.
I'm gonna have to look now.
Sam, let's become Masons.
I'm gonna have to ask. I mean, hey, you guys have a cool lodge here. The guys here are really nice, but you guys are more than welcome to come to Yorba Linda and have dinner with us one time if you want. It's perfectly fine. We'll be there first Thursday of the month. You're more than welcome to stop in and have some dinner. Dinner is on me. So we got a chef. She cooks up amazing meals, and
You guys have a kitchen in your lodge?
yeah, it's almost commercial grade. Like it's one step away from commercial grade. But then you got to have like
Is the chef part of the Masons?
oh,
Or is it like-
her husband was.
Okay.
And so he passed away, unfortunately, and she wanted to hang out and still be involved.
Are Freemasons, is it just men?
Primarily.
Okay.
That's a tricky conversation. there's some women's things happening that you got half of us that are saying, nah, that ain't happening, and the other half says,
No equal rights.
It shouldn't be. I mean, I am for equal rights 100%, but I believe that there's certain things that are just supposed to be a certain way.
No, I'm.
And it was that way, way back when, and it should probably still be that way now.
Yeah, kind of like
That's
the Boy
fair.
Scouts and Girl Scouts. Like the Boy Scouts should be boys
Yeah.
and the Girl Scouts should be
Yeah.
girls.
Yeah.
Kind of one of those things.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, but there's
Simple how that
there's
works.
reasons that I could see it being an issue.
That's
And
right.
I can't say he looks familiar, but the name sounds familiar.
And then just on August 8th, he posted, happy to mention I received my 25-year pin as a Master Mason today.
Very cool. Very cool.
So what level is Master Mason?
Third. I'm telling you, that's all that matters. 3. 3 is all that matters.
I love
Everything else is irrelevant. It's just because you want to learn more, you want to dive into
that. If
some
it's
other
irrelevant,
stuff.
then why do they have the different levels after that?
Because people want more. Everybody wants more. Everybody wants to know more. And the story, so to speak, you want to know a little bit more about the things that you've kind of figured out in the world, and you want to
And that's where it goes into the secret society
So give me,
stuff.
give me an example of knowing more.
Yeah, what
do you
yeah.
know
'Cause
more about
you've used that a few times. Is it like knowing more about?
know
a
more about
book?
yourself.
Okay.
Know
Not-
more about yourself
Got
and being a good man.
Got it.
I mean, it's truly about that. It's kind of about how figuring out how to be better in the society that you're in and provide more back to the world. Yeah, I think anything else might get me in trouble.
Oh, this sounds like fun.
No, I mean, we learn a lot. We study a lot about other forms of religion, and we're not a religion, but we learn a lot about that because that determines how some people think. So we read a lot of that stuff, and it's weird to see how a lot of it connects people together. And if you take out the religious aspect of it and just turn it into being better people, you'll see how all of them kind of taught that mentality. But I think people got lost in some of the fine print, if you will, along the way. And you don't need that structure to be a decent human. And I think that's kind of it. Like it shows you that you don't have to have that structure. There's a much different way to approach this where everybody's equal. Like I said, from the guy with $2 in his pocket to the guy with 10 million in his pocket, we're all the same. We're all equal, and that's how we should treat everybody in the world. And you should look at everybody that way. And I think that's the coolest part is that there is no cliques. There is no, he pulled up in a Lambo and I pulled up in a Pinto. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. And we don't talk politics in the building. We don't talk religion. Those things don't exist.
Wow.
When it comes to that. And
I thought there was always some sort of religion that was backed behind Masons, but thanks for that clarification. I kind of took that away when we had that tour of the Orange Lodge. I for some reason was like, oh wait, this is kind of.
I mean, sure, there's a lot of things that might reference back. I mean, you've got to have a reference point, right?
Of course, yes.
And there's things that we can probably
Yeah.
all agree. There's proof that they existed, right?
Yeah.
So we find our ways to tie back into the original forms of, literal stonemasons. I mean, they existed. There's, proof of that. So,
It's very interesting.
yeah.
All right. I wanted some juicy stuff, like who killed JFK.
I'm telling you, like, everybody asks those things, and I can't tell you.
How do you get one of those cool Freemason rings?
You have to be a 3rd degree Mason.
So you have some of those cool rings?
Yeah, actually, I'm wearing one now. It's just not as big and prevalent as.
Nice. I was actually looking when you came in. I was
As,
like, do they have one of those rings on?
Yeah, I just don't. I don't wear like the big one, like
Yeah.
and that's what everybody kind of said. Like when you get to that point, like in a fraternity, and we call it a fraternity. When you get to, you're in a fraternity, you go and get the jacket, the shirt, the hat. Or, our car club.
That's my uncle.
Our car club, you get the jacket, the shirt, the hat, the sticker, the whatever. The older guys told me right away, like, you're gonna get a ring. We all got them, but wait until you've figured out like where you're gonna be, your role or whatever, your officer positions, how much involved you are, because then that can decide what the ring looks like. And so that's why I didn't go out and get like the big fancy one. I wanted to wait until I kind of figured out where I was headed.
Yeah.
I'm an officer in our lodge.
What does that mean?
It just means I'm kind of part of the group of guys that help make sure that the lodge runs.
Okay.
I'm an officer in the Scottish Rite as well, so I'm kind of part of that too. So that's that gives me kind of another symbol I can put on a ring, and then the Blue Lodge side or the regular side gives me another concept of where I can go with that final thing. And I don't want just some basic gold ring that everybody else has. It's going to probably be a pretty custom built one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my uncle's the big fat gold ring with the G, and then the
Yeah.
necklace with the G. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you just
Got the emblem on the back of the
yeah,
car.
back of the car, the license plate frame. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you're not a Freemason, are you?
I think that's it too. People think that we hide and we're so secret, but all you got to do is open your eyes. You'll see where we're at.
This episode is brought to you by Powerbase. Guys, we use Powerbase Bluetooth speakers in the studio, the shop, the warehouse, and even on range days. The quality is amazing. They're engineered right here in the USA, established in 2001, and not only that, they manufacture their own products. We also use Powerbase in our company cars. The sound is amazing. Visit powerbaseusa.com. That's powerbaseusa.com, or hit the link in the description below.
It's not
I think
that
what's
secret.
crazy is still, personally, my mentality, if I see like a Freemason sticker, I'm like, oh, he's a Freemason. Like, I don't know. I guess because that's kind
You guys are just hiding in plain sight.
There's a couple cars
Yeah.
that come to our Cars and Coffee that have the sticker.
He's one of them.
Yeah. I'm there every time. I don't have a sticker on the car, but yeah.
All right. So growing up in Tennessee, how was, did you guys have, or was your dad into guns, or how was it out there?
Oddly enough, Dad wasn't. My dad was a super awesome dude that lived through everything weird in the world, but he never was into guns much. He went to, so he's from Arkansas, and he was literally at the school when segregation was ended. So he was going to school, crossing the picket lines and getting death threats. And he
Oh,
was like,
damn.
I just want to go to school. And that never, his family was never big on firearms or anything then, but he was definitely wanted to be educated. He was in the Air Force and around it. But growing up, I think we had like a .22 rifle that I think I still have. It's like, I don't think it's a Browning like 22 or something. That you load the bullet in through the stock in the back, and yeah, it was a cool little gun, and that was about all we ever really had. But I was around big guns as a kid because in Tennessee there's really barely any laws. Everybody's got one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my friend's father was, I don't know what they call it, but he had access legally to whatever he wanted. They own the Coca-Cola bottling company there, a couple of them actually. So, they had the means to acquire a lot of weaponry.
Wow.
And growing up, I hung out at his house. I was just there all the time. So I was around them a lot, from machine guns to pistols to AKs, Uzis.
Are you still friends with them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still friends with the family. Unfortunately, he was probably literally my best friend growing up, and he passed away, and then his father passed away a few years ago. But
Sorry to hear
I'm
that.
still in touch with his mom and his brother, but they were the ones that introduced me to like shooting guns, like literally shooting guns. We're talking Knob Creek stuff, and machine gun shoots, and just constantly
Shooting whatever you want or whatever they want.
Yeah, shooting whatever they had.
Yeah.
So for us as kids to make money, we would take the belts and load machine gun bullets into the belts. So we'd load belts,
Dope.
$10 a case. I'm just like 15-year-old kid, and just cases of ammo are just showing up at the house, and they're in like these wooden crates with these green plastic bags, and you're popping them open. There's just ammo everywhere, and you got these belts feeling like Rambo, and you're just popping them in. Your thumbs are bleeding, but you're making $10. So I would always try to do at least 10 a week. I gotta get 10 a week, and then it became 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks. I'm like, I'm only making $100 a month here. But it's what we all did, and the rule was if you wanted to go shooting,
Yeah.
you had to load the belts,
Yep.
or I had to load the magazine. So you had to do the work. Like you had to put in the effort to shoot the gun. And then still to this day, I don't really own. I owned some guns at one point, They weren't on file, but there were some guns that existed at some point. I just never really stuck to it. But I think firearms are awesome, and I think they're cool. I think that all of my friends have them, obviously.
Yeah.
Juanito and Mark and Skittles and all of them. They've all got tons of guns, and I can go out, and the funny thing is I can probably shoot their guns better than they can. And I don't I'm saying I'm calling them out. We've been to the range. We've been to the range, and I will prove to them that I can shoot the gun even though I don't have it. And that's just because as a kid, that's just what you did. Like, you could go out in the middle of nowhere and shoot a gun. It didn't matter. You could go in your backyard and shoot a gun. It didn't really matter. And I grew up actually on a farm for a few years that I don't remember a lot of it, but the farm was always there. So as I got older, I would go back, and you just go out and just shoot whatever. It didn't matter. And so that was handling a gun and shooting a gun was just second nature.
It was normal. It's
Yeah.
not like here where it's like,
Yeah, taboo.
yeah.
Yeah, people are scared of them and whatever. And for me, no, it's always been fun. I've always enjoyed it. I think I know the way I work, and if I got into them, it would just be expensive. And I know what would happen.
Yeah.
And so I have it because I know what would happen.
Just let all your friends buy them, and then you go shoot them.
They just go shoot them. Just go shoot their stuff.
That's a smart way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just bitch about their stuff. This thing sucks. Funny thing was, I hadn't really done like a lot of long range stuff, and Mark had dialed in one of his sniper rifles. I don't know what it was, but Mark's short.
And he's a horrible shooter.
I didn't say you said that. And so he's short, and so what I'm saying is I had to lean over and get into that sight at my height, and I thought I can see it. I can't really see it. And I leaned in a little bit more, and I thought, nah, to hell with it. We're just going with it. And I pulled the trigger, and, of course, it got me pretty good.
Oh.
But I got a headshot. Yeah. Mark was like, did you – was that – yeah. I just couldn't get down as low as you are. I'm twice your height.
That Freemason training.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Then I got Juanito's, his guns are turning them sideways for kill shots.
Dude, that guy, he definitely went down a rabbit hole of building and collecting and buying parts. And
he did. He did.
He just got introduced and was like, that was it. He's fucking building. Dude, he owns so much shit
shop
now.
like every other week now.
Yeah. Like he owns so much shit now. I'm like, bro.
You guys put out a T-shirt, and he's like over here buying cleaners and parts. And I'm like, are you gonna open your own store? Because like you're just buying accessories every day. He would literally, I remember what shirt it was. He left work every day and raced here to get stuff just to put tickets in the bucket.
Yeah, I remember that because he would show up at like 6:45 every single night.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just here to spend $100.
That's exactly what he would literally leave and race here
Like, you motherfucker.
just to get his tickets in.
Every time I'm like, really? 15 minutes prior to close?
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
Yep.
Well, shit, we got Glocktober coming up, so we got a lot of giveaways
He's going to be
going
leaving
on.
work early every day.
That's always been like one of my favorite guns is the Glocks. I've always enjoyed them. I've always liked shooting them. I just know me. Like I'd have a few of those. I'd probably have a few SIGs. I'd probably have some ARs. I'd just have stupid stuff. And
Yeah.
you guys would Cerakote all of it, and there'd just be silly attachments and these things, and you'd go, "You want to do what?" And that's exactly how it would be.
Just have fun with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely how it happens. We all have our fun builds, and, we all start with one, and then now I want this one. Like, he's pretty new, and he's already on that path.
About 10 in.
I want this. I want this. I want this. And we're all that same way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's cool. I love to see what you guys do with them, like the Milwaukee one I saw the other day.
Yeah.
The
That was
Harbor Freight
That
Milwaukee.
was so cool. I think all of that stuff's neat. Like, I'd love to do like a power base one maybe one day, and we just
Let's
give
do
it
a
away or
collab.
something.
Yeah.
I think that'd be
Power
fun.
base.
I think it's neat. You guys do great work on it, and all the customization stuff. Everything I see is a lot of fun, and it's neat because it ties back, I think, to the car world because
Yeah.
car guys want to customize everything. I've never had anything until now that I didn't tear apart and
Do something too.
cut the body off and build a new frame and all this crazy stuff. Like my Dodge, I just got it, and 2 months later the body was off, and
Gee.
we just didn't stop. Like it was nonstop for 2 months, and it's just that's how it goes. And I know that's what happened with guns.
Yeah.
So we could do a power base rifle, and then every power base sold gets you an entry to win the rifle.
We could do that.
Yeah,
There you go.
I think that'd be fun. I think we should definitely look into it. I think that
There's something there for sure.
Yeah.
I think that we should see what happens there, and it could be cool. I see it in my head.
Can we do a Freemason collab?
I mean, you could. I
be
can't
dead.
authorize that,
Oh,
but
come on.
I mean, you definitely could if as long as the money went to charity. I'm sure you could do whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've never, man, that's awesome to hear. Like because it's awesome to hear because you never hear it, you know. So it's kind of cool hearing. Like I never knew you guys did that charity stuff, all that. Like
Yeah.
it's so because it is so hush hush, you know. You guys aren't like, oh, you know, check this out on social media. Like we
You
just
guys
did
have
this.
an Instagram?
A lot of them do. Yeah, Masons of California is probably the Instagram for general.
Yeah.
There's also Scottish Rite of Orange County. There's the OC Learning Center, which handles all of speech learning for children. So we fund a lot of that, most of that, to make sure kids can get the help they need to get through their speech and
Yeah.
be able to talk to the world at one point in their life. And
What's that movie? It reminds me, I think of Freemasons when I watch the movie. It's a new movie, newish movie. God, the dudes that go in like the suit shop and then
Oh, I know what you're talking
The
about.
Kingsman.
Kingsman. There you go.
yeah, I think it has some tie back. There's some movies that kind of tap into it a little bit just for fun, and then there's some that get it way wrong, but
Yeah.
we like to laugh at those. I mean, so does Goat.
I think
but-
because they want you guys to be like, no, that's not how it is. It's like this, you know, like.
yeah, I mean, it's fun. Some of the things people think, I just let them think, and it's okay.
All right. Well, I can't wait to talk about all the cool stuff off camera. But cool. Yeah, man. Thank you. Obviously, it was fun having you. We love Power Base. Honestly, thank you guys for sponsoring the channel.
Yeah, thanks.
Sponsoring the Cars and Coffee. Like, it's fun that our sponsors, that was one of the interesting things, like something like Coffee Whipped and, you know, like you, people at first tripped out, like, wait, you guys are having a car audio company sponsor? Like, yeah, like they're showing support to the industry. It's not about, you know, we can easily get our sponsors in our niche, but to get sponsors that are not kind of means even more because, you know, now people appreciate you guys like, oh, yeah, they're sponsors. Like, that's fucking awesome. I'm going to support them now, you know?
Yeah, we're really happy to be here, and thanks for having us. I think it's been fun. I think people have seen like the crossover.
Yeah.
There's especially with the portable stuff going to the range and whatnot.
For sure.
Yeah.
And they're waterproof.
They're waterproof. You can take them in the shower.
Waterproof. Sam's going to hit the hot tub tonight.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Are we going to see you here on Sunday at Cars and Coffee?
Unfortunately, you will not see me Sunday.
Yeah, they had the Sand
At
show
the
this
Sands
week.
Sports Show.
Oh, okay.
This time. Yeah.
Costa Mesa. It's a 3-day show, right?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, we only do as a company other than Your Cars and Coffee, and we do Mike's Tent Shop, and we do some other stuff. But big events, we do SEMA, we do this event called Knowledge Fest in Vegas, and we do Sand Sports Show, and that's pretty much it. So it's all hands on deck. I mean, you see us here, and you're like, oh, look at that little tent. Now, over there, it's a big X blow-up thing and, a bunch of tents and stuff everywhere. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Big
yes.
U-Haul truck rolling in, unloading.
nice,
and,
yeah.
Yeah.
SEMA,
We'll have
that's
fun out there.
money.
Yeah.
Sounds like it'll be a fun event.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. I mean, we love coming here, so I wish we had figured out how to do it next week, but it is what it is.
Yeah, no, it's all good. And we
Actually, you know
appreciate
what? That week wouldn't work either. I got next time, though.
it. Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah,
thank you,
thank you,
Eric.
man.
We
It was a
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
appreciate it,
Thank
guys.
you for the insight.
Yep.
We are out.
Next time.